turn and run? Would you stand and fight? My name is Jason VendenBerghe, Creative Director. For Honor offers you the opportunity to experience the adrenaline and the danger of melee combat.
So I've been making games. I've been making games for about 25 years now, something like that. And I've worked at a lot of big companies. Had a wonderful career. It's been great. I was at Ubisoft for about 10 years, and I made this game called For Honor, which was my big sort of Night Viking Samurai sword fighting extravaganza. Big contribution to the games biz, that one. But I also had a chance to work on. I worked on Far Cry 3. I worked on Ghost Recon Future Soldier. I worked on a bunch of stuff there. I work for a studio in Chicago called Level X, and Level X makes games for doctors. It's not the usual sort of edutainment stuff. We're making real video games with real video game tech, real game devs, but we're making games that engage doctors and sort of help them get better at being surgeons. I've been able to come out to Harrisburg, work with the university here, but also I do all of my day job happens here from my desk. This is my office, my home away from home. I am almost always online now, I think it's fantastic. I love that I have been able to transition to a fully remote online role. This whole setup here is my sort of mix of my work needs and my home needs, right? Sort of in one station. I've always had a big workstation as part of my creative space. I'm online in virtual meetings or in Google Drive or in Google Docs or on Slack, or I'm the full workday. It's great for the dogs. The dogs have really learned my meeting routine and when I'm busy. And they're also an excellent sort of alarm bell at the end of the day, because right around 5 o'clock, they start to go, "Dad, it's time, it's over, work is over. It's time for you to play with us now." And so I have this nice break at the end of the day where we just go and play with the puppies for a little while. I've had a lot of experiences in my life where even the people who work for me, like the designers and the developers, the programmers who come and work on my teams, they usually need career advice. Like everybody needs advice. So I have a life where I've had a lot of people come to me for career advice, for recommendations on how to get better, on trying to figure out what they want to do with their life, that sort of thing. And I've always loved giving that kind of help to people. And it turns out that is carrying over here. So I've come to think of myself as kind of a career counselor for the iMed kids. It is really challenging to figure out how to put in time for your personal projects when your life is already so busy, et cetera, right? What I find works really well for me is setting aside just 1 hour a day, just a slot in the day that I train myself into the habit of going, from, if it's in the morning, it's like 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. or sometimes depending on my lifestyle, it can be, it's right after work, so it's 5 to 6, or sometimes it's lunch or whatever. But whenever it is, I just go, there's this period of time, I make a date with myself to just go and sit and focus on the thing I'd like to be doing for an hour a day, and I do that every day. I'm always reserving that time in my head. What I love about that process is that it only takes a couple of weeks of trying before my brain starts to expect that time in the day. And so my brain will start queuing up stuff on its own. It'll start thinking about what we're gonna do in that time slot, and it'll so it's hard to do. I don't wanna, diminish that. It's hard to start that kind of habit, but I find that half an hour a day, hour a day makes all the difference in the world.
Thank you very much, and have a great E3. Nice!